YouTubers, I know you love me and you're waiting for another car repair video, so I got one for you. The Tundra, you know, my nice 2003 Tundra. When let's just start her up. Starts just fine, as you can see there. Turn off the radio. As you can see there, I've got the brake light on. Seatbelt, don't worry about that, it's not connected. But what happens is I take off the brake and the brake light is still on. Brakes work fine, the light is on. So let's find out what's going on. And after a little investigation, and it was pretty simple really, fluid level is super low. I mean really down there. And when I snuck a peek in at my pads and my rotors, they're shot. I've ran the pads too long, the rotors aren't that great, they're all... So my thinking is I gotta put new pads, new rotors, redo the front brakes completely, and that should bring the level back up, and then maybe I even need to adjust the back brakes. But I've got all my tools and equipment here. Oh man, it is a beautiful day. It's right before Christmas, the 24th. So I'll bring you in bits and pieces. Your first step here, guys, safely jack up the car, support it, get the wheel off so you can see what the hell you've got underneath. I'm going to do that and I'll bring you back. Okay, I've got the wheel off, and the next step is for me to take apart all these pins and clips and shit. Knock them out, pull them out, get the pads off, and then I can go in here and actually pull the rotor itself out of the way. Let's see, what else do I need to do to get that out of the way? I'm going to need to unbolt this here, because normally I just pivot it up, I think. Yeah. I think the thing to do for me is unbolt this clip. Alright, let me get to it here and I'll figure it out as I go. Alright, the sun's a little bright, but we'll do the best we can. Here is your brake, you know, your brake holder, rotor holder, whatever it is, brake pad holder. You're going to use pliers, ply back the pads so they're all the way sitting inside of their spot. Okay, so once you've done that, guys, I'm having a hard time with the sun, so bear with me. Once you've done that, then I went over here and I squeezed this clip right here, squeezed it and popped that free. I'm getting ready to take a 10 or 12 millimeter socket, pop that off. This way I don't have to unhook any brake lines. This is rubber over here, this is hard. But I should be able, with that bracket disconnected, lift the whole thing up and out of the way and get access to both, or to get access to popping this rotor off. So it should be pretty simple. Hopefully those bolts aren't too hard to bust. All right, there's two bolts on the back side of this caliper. And I was able to break them free real easy with a breaker bar. But to actually get to the top one, a swivel is what you're going to want to use to get past this hard brake line. Okay, I've tied off the rotor and I'm going to just try, or the whatever it is, I've tied it off caliper. That's what this is, a caliper. Tied off the caliper. I'm going to take the last bolt off on the back, and it should be free. And if I'm lucky, then I can wiggle out the actual rotor. Okay, there we go. Last bolt out for that. Oh yeah. My hanging strap's a little long, I think, for what I want, because I don't want to stress those lines, the brake lines. So we tie it up high. Everything's nice and, you know, nothing's caught. Oh God, it's really simple now. I only wish I had had brake cleaner. But I can't find anything. No sprays, no nothing. No brake cleaners, no penetrating oils, nothing. Yep, I looked at my records, so this is the first time I've ever done this on this truck. I've done them on other vehicles, but I've never swapped a rotor on the old Tundra. At least I couldn't find the video. Okay. Off. Off. I'm going to try to be good and keep the oils and crap off the new one. Okay, there's the old one off. This side isn't too bad really, but it's the other side that the rotor is really shot on. And I'm not going to show you how to do that side because there's probably going to be no damn difference. I slip this bad boy on the studs. Seems like it wants to fit. I didn't even check to see if they're the same size or anything. I'm just going to go with the flow. Okay, and I put these on just hand tight to hold my rotor in place. And now it's just a matter of buttoning it up, and it becomes really at this point just a brake job. Like I said, snug these down by hand so that you're actually in the right spot. These babies look okay. Yep, they look fine. Okay, so that's on. Shift over to here. Grab a bolt. And then what you're going to do is untie this, take the bolt, stuff it in the back. Since I'm bolting it up, I'm taking that out completely. Real easy to line up, guys, I must say. Maybe I spoke too soon. No, it's right. And everything here is just turning in like butter. This is the beauty of having a southern truck. There's no big rust mounds. There's no crap everywhere. Nuts and bolts and a little bit of surface rust at the worst. Okay, like I said, at this point it really just becomes a brake job. You tighten these two bolts up to really fucking tight, put the clip back on, and you're done changing the rotors, and all you gotta do is slip your damn pads in, and you're good to go. Good to go. This really was easy, guys. I thought I had done it before in this truck, but I had not. So we take our 17mm socket and we use our calibrated breaker bar to tell us the correct torque specs. I wonder if I can get it in there that way. No, not really. No. Because I don't want to stress those brake lines. You can do it with a hard... I wouldn't use the swivel for torque. You want to use solid pieces of metal if you're going to torque it down. Let me do this first. Slap it on a socket and get it semi-tightened in that way. See, there's just not a lot of room in here to turn. So now we put it on solid and see if we can't make something happen with actual torquing that bad boy down. Oh yeah, I got plenty of room now. Click. And let's, can't get in there with the extension. Click, click, click. That's how Mom would do it. Okay, now all I got to do is put that little clamp back on. I have no idea what I did with the socket for it. I threw it back in the mess, didn't I? Huh, damn. So now I have to find a new word. Bingo, 12. Okay. So let's see, we're going to use a long extension to get myself in there on that one. And everything about lines up the way it just looks. And by not breaking any brake lines, I should not have to bleed my brakes. All right, here's a socket, that'll work. Ratchet, whatever. Actually, according to my records, I changed these front pads a year or so ago. And like I said, this side doesn't look bad, but the other side is like Hamburg action. The other rotor is just tore up. Well, these are the original rotors on the truck. Factory Toyota. Never been turned, never been touched. Okay, so that's on. Then we just push this little plastic piece all the way back on. So it's a catch. And now we're down to just a regular old brake job. Which means, let's get some of this crap out of the way. I'm gonna turn you off. Okay, to finish up this job, I've just stuffed in the new pads and all the other crap, and I'm now knocking the little pins in, and you've got to pull on the pads to get them to line up. There we go, just like that. And then all you got to do is pop these two little retaining clips into the holes. And sometimes that actually requires turning the pin so that the hole faces out. Come on now, there we go. One. And let's just turn this one a little bit also. There it is. Get myself unhooked. Slip the pin in. And this side is done. Put the tire back on, boys. It's over. Very straightforward, very simple. I mean, really simple. Let me do the other side, get everything finished up, and we'll see if that turns off the brake light. Okay, it's done. It's done, both sides. Wheels are back on, tightened down. Brake fluid level came up, but it's still below max. I'm gonna get some fluid and top it off. I've never added any in the whole time. I've never changed the fluid. So I'm not surprised it's a little low finally. So that's under the hood. Let's find out if, now that we've done this work, will the brake light go off when the emergency brake is released? Okay, we got the truck running. Always a good sign. Pump the brakes, they feel a little tight. Hey, what's happened to the focus here? I don't know. Probably just bad lighting. Okay, moment of truth. Emergency brake off. Ooh, works fine. Put her in drive. And it doesn't seem to be running away on me. Brakes feel nice. Nice and tight. I tell you, I was a little worried about the pads actually rubbing because I put everything together, the wheels spin, but it's tight. I'm hoping that they will wear in real quick. One more emergency stop. Oh yeah. Nothing wrong with these brakes. Okay, that's it. It's done. Emergency brake on, brake off, lights work. The only thing that this video is missing to make it a complete job is I need some 3-dot brake fluid to top off the reservoir. And that's it. I've actually done a car repair. All right, let's wrap this video up. I took the truck out for a test drive, drove fine, brakes straight. The brake light goes on and off the way it's supposed to. I'm really happy with this. The only thing that happened after the brakes were completely finished, I was still low, and you probably saw this in the video. My fluid level was low, so I went and I bought some 3-dot brake fluid, filled it up to the max, because the front brakes are brand new, back brakes were checked, they're in good shape, so I topped it off to maximum and I'm ready to go. I've never added fluid to this truck in the whole time I've owned it, and I really can't remember when the last time I did the brakes, as far as, you know, actually doing the disc and things. But everything looks good. This wheel was the tightest one, and yeah, it's fine. Everything's fine. So this job's done, and I got the really cheapest 3-dot brake fluid. I could get my hands on. This was from AutoZone. I went to Advanced Auto for the actual brake parts because I like the Weaver brake parts better. And yeah, let me edit this bad boy, get it up on film, on the video or YouTube, whatever. Day before Christmas. I wish everybody the best. Happy New Year. It is just a beautiful day here in North Carolina. And hey, if you can, just take a moment and enjoy the day. How's that sound? Wow, the trees are so bare, you can even see the neighbors' houses that normally are invisible. All right. Merry Christmas.